Hi, my name is Amanda with Artistic Antics LLC. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This wig is going to be in my face the entire time, and it is not laid properly at all. So I'm going to try to keep it behind the dress as much as possible. So it's going to be a layer of teal, then yellow, then pink, then light blue. And it's going to smell like candy canes because she loves Jack, and Jack loves Christmas, and Jack is over there. I cut off his head and stuffed it with leaves. And now you're mine forever. Mwah. So without further ado, let's get into our ingredients and materials. Starting over here, we have our 99% isopropyl alcohol. We have our plastic pitcher, something to stir with, like a spoon. I have 2 of these spoon molds that are going to make our embeds that go on top. And then you're also going to want a skewer, or a chopstick, whatever, to poke holes in the middle of the spoons to create her slotted spoon that she uses to poison her master. So I'm going to have 2 of those, but you want enough to make 10 spoons. Then we're going to need a cutting board, something to cut our soap with, 3 pounds or 3.5 pounds of goat milk soap, a digital scale, yellow color block, red color block, silver color block, Caribbean blue color block, and hydrated chrome color block. Our fragrance oil, we're going to use candy cane fragrance oil today, but you can use any soap safe fragrance oil that you want. Our 10-inch soap loaf, and then this is new. You're also going to want something like a board or a cutting board or a baking tray that's going to go underneath the 10-inch mold, because we're actually going to be doing layers at a diagonal today. So we're going to use this to keep the bottom of our soap loaf flat, because otherwise when we pour our soap in, the bottom is going to want to curve like that as the soap gets poured in. Without further ado, let's go into the first layer. The first layer we're going to do is 8 ounces of teal soap. So we're going to use our hydrated chrome and cut up 8 ounces of our goat's milk soap. This wig is going to drive me crazy. For 8 ounces, we're going to want 1/4 of our color block. So this is 1 whole color block. And you're just going to want to cut that into quarters and then save the rest for another soap. Like that. Go ahead and plop that in and save the rest for later. Turn on your scale, tare it, and then you're going to cut up 8 ounces of your goat milk soap base, making sure to cut it into small cubes. The smaller the cubes, the faster it'll melt in the microwave and the more evenly it'll melt. All right, that's about 8 ounces. Go ahead and throw that in the microwave for 30-second intervals, stirring in between until it is completely melted. Take your spoon and stir, stir, stir any chunks that are left in the soap. This is a little too light. I'm actually going to cut down the rest of my green chrome color block into small slivers, and then just using the heat of the soap that we've microwaved, let those slivers melt down. Throw it all in there and stir, stir, stir until all of those chunks are completely melted down. So all those streaks on the side of the pitcher there need to be stirred in. And if you're impatient like me, you can throw it in the microwave for another 10 seconds just to speed that up a little bit. Check the color, looking good. All right, now we're going to add our fragrance oil. Go ahead and put it on your digital scale, tare that, And then for 8 ounces, we're going to add 0.2 ounces of fragrance oil. You can add up to 0.4 ounces per pound of goat's milk soap. That's about 2 ounces. And if you pour your fragrance oil, make sure to add less rather than more if you're doing a guesstimation, because fragrance oil can irritate the skin if you add too much of it. Once you get that all stirred in, I'm going to just put that down for a second because we're going to get our mold ready here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to make a triangle that's going to go a little bit over half of the way through the center of the mold here. So we want the end of the triangle to be about there, and then the top of the triangle to be about here. So I'm going to tilt it and then just kind of use my hand to guesstimate. So it's going to be at about, what is that, a 45-degree angle? Yeah. And then you can get another block, or I'm going to use another mold just to keep that up there. And then if you really want to keep your loaf straight, you got to keep in mind that this is also going to curve as liquid's added to it. So you can get something else like another loaf mold to keep this edge straight, or you can put it against a wall or whatever you want to do. I'm going to use loaf mold because I have a lot of them. And then we're going to stir our soap a little bit more just to stir that film in. Get your isopropyl alcohol ready. Spray, spray, spray the mold. And we're spraying the mold first because that'll just help the soap go into the mold evenly. And then go ahead and pour. Remember what loaf mold you're pouring into. Perfect. Just like that. And then spray the top of your soap with isopropyl alcohol to pop any bubbles. We're going to let that set until it's hardened completely. So that can be up to 30 minutes. You want it firm to the touch, even more so than usual, because once we're going to move the loaf to the opposite side to pour the next layer. So it needs to be completely firm. If it's only firm on the top, it's going to warp when you move it to the other side. So it has to be completely set. I will see you guys back here for the yellow layer.
We interrupt this program to bring you a message from Tina, the editor. There is a bit of a continuity error. Amanda did take her microphone off for the rest of the video, but from here on out, the audio will be consistent. There won't be any cracks or any changing of it from here on out. Back to the program.
Oh, whoops. Welcome back to Soap Making Sally, soap making the Sally inspired soap. God, did I just have a stroke? The soap is fully set, so when I poke it, it is not moving around at all. And we are going to take our soap and just turn it. Stay there. Turn it just like that. And now we're going to do the yellow layer. So for the yellow layer, we're going to want 12 ounces of goat milk soap and a whole block of yellow. Put your color block in, tear that, and then 12 ounces of goat milk soap base. All right, now that we've got our 12 ounces of soap base, we're gonna move our, Sarah's attacking me. We're gonna move over to the microwave this, 30-second interval, stirring in between until it's completely melted. We don't care. We don't care about you. We don't care about you. Pay me money. Don't run ads on my channel without my permission. Not in the background of my channel. You gotta pay for that. Hey, wanna sponsor me? Then I'll let you run ads right in the middle of the video, like that. but real. And I'll say wonderful things about your company, and I'll show off the product, and you can pay me money and I will show off the product. That's how marketing works. Give me money. Give me money. Somebody sponsor me. Okay, put it on your digital scale. And then for 12 ounces, we're going to do 0.3 ounces of fragrance oil. And then we're gonna stir, stir, stir. Take your isopropyl alcohol. Spritz your soap before pouring it in. Go ahead and pour. Spray to pop the bubbles on top. And then once again, you're gonna wait until that is fully hardened so that when you move it, the soap's not moving around at all. And then we're going to flip it to the other side and do the pink layer, this layer. But first, I'm gonna rinse out this pitcher and the spoon, and we're going to make our spoons for the top of our soap. You can just clean these out either by waiting until this hardens a little bit and then you can peel it off the pitcher, or just run it under some hot water and it'll rinse right off. All right, to make our spoons, we're gonna use our silver color block, and we're going to melt down about 4 ounces. Actually, let's do about 8 ounces. And then we're going to use 1/4 of our silver color block, 8 ounces of goat milk soap, to make our spoons. If you are following along with the recipe, by the way, the recipe for this will be available in the description for $5. Or if you sign up to my Patreon, you can get all of my recipes for as little as $1 a month. It's a great way to drop things on the floor. It's a great way to help support my small business. And you get to learn how to make soap, which is pretty cool. Anyway, all this to say that the recipe is the end all be all of what you should do. So if I say something different, but the recipe says something, follow the recipe. Don't listen to me. I do this mostly by memory. And then, fun fact, I make the recipe after I film this video, after I've worked out the kinks by filming this video. God, words are hard. Throw it in the microwave for 30-second intervals, stirring in between. And then I'm going to wrestle my hair. This hair is performing crimes. Stay in your place, behind me. I'm the star, not you. You are just a prop. I am the face. They need to see my face. Gosh. Anyways, we are best friends. I have friends. I definitely have friends. Friends, friendly friends. Time to meet my friends.
I'm Patty. One. Jason and I'm super into Dance Dance Revolution.
Stir in all the chunks completely. Or if you're impatient like me, you can throw it in for another 10 seconds. But maybe today I won't be impatient. While I'm stirring this in, this would be a good time to plug the fact that I'm going to be doing a video every single day in December. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to see all of the upcoming videos. They're going to be soap recipes, there's going to be fun stuff, there's going to be more videos with Tina, my editor. It's going to be a good month. We're going to add our fragrance oil, 0.2 ounces. Or whatever your recipe says. And stir, stir, stir that in. And then I'm going to spray the spoons first for fun. And then these are actually a little bit too long, so we are going to be cutting off the ends of them, but that's okay. You don't have to fill them up all the way if you don't want to. They are pretty thick boys. But you are going to need 10 spoons in total.
Because 1 spoon is going to go on the top of each soap bar. And there's going to be 10 bars. Let me over-explain things once again. I swear to God, I don't think you guys are stupid or anything. That's not why I over-explain things. Mainly, it's because I'm uncomfortable with silence, and I need to fill the void.
They do not have to, why do they do that? They do not have to be full, all the way full. They just have to be spoons. Check the yellow. That still needs to stiffen up a little bit more, so we will be back in probably 20-30 minutes. Not the only thing that needs to stiffen up a little bit more. Don't know why they call you Bone Daddy.
Later.
The screen is black now because I kept getting advertisements and it was ruining my footage. So, sorry, no background today. Next is the pink layer. So make sure that your yellow layer is completely set. And then once again, we're gonna lift it, turn it, set it back down. And then we're going to be cutting up 8 ounces of goat milk soap and 1/8 of a block of pink. So that's really little bit. That's like that much. Put in your pitcher and cut up your soap base. Also off screen, I cut the ends of my spoons off. So you want them just big enough so that they fit inside the loaf mold. And then if you want, you can melt down the rest of the ends and make more spoons. Or throw them away, it's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, except that this is a recipe, and that's basically what recipes are. So I won't tell you what to do on that specific thing, but I'll tell you what to do the rest of the time, okay? Okay, cool. Throw that in the microwave, 30-second intervals, stirring in between. You guys know the drill by now. All right, and then for 8 ounces, that's going to be 0.2 ounces of fragrance oil. Stir, stir, stir. And then grab your isopropyl alcohol. Remember to spray immediately before pouring and then afterwards to pop any bubbles. Ta-da! Then we're gonna let that set for, again, about 20 to 30 minutes until it's completely firm. And then we're going to have the mold be flat so we can do the rest of the pale blue soap for the top. While that sets, we're gonna poke our spoon holes. We're gonna make holes in our spoons so that we don't get poisoned. Take your bamboo skewer or your chopstick or pen or whichever, and then we're going to do 5 holes. And don't. Insert your skewer into the side that you want to be showing. So for example, if you want the flat side to be on the top of the soap bar, make sure you insert this way because that side's going to stay clean. This side is going to get a little messy. That's where all the excess soap is going to go. So I'm just going to poke and press it all the way through, and then do 4 more, making sure to get the holes all the way through the soap. Just like that. You see how that side's a little bit less clean compared to that? And then just repeat that with the rest of your spoons. All right, this is the last layer, well, second to last layer. We're going to save a little bit of this light blue that we're making so that we can put our spoons on top of the soap and then pour the rest of the light blue in between the spoons to make sure that they stick on top of the soap. So you can go ahead and take this down and it should stay perfectly like that. And we're going to be pouring the light blue up to the top. And so now we got this cool geometric pattern going on. You're gonna want 20 ounces of the goat milk soap and just a teensy sliver of blue. So since it's so light. I'm going to do like so small, half of this. I can always add more later, but you can't take any away. So I'm just gonna add that much. It's so little, it's not even registering on the scale. And then cut up 20 ounces of this, which is 1.25 pounds. Throw that in the microwave, 30-second intervals, stirring in between until it's all the way melted. I wish Jack would notice me, or listen to me, or listen to me. Listen to me for once in your life. Tried to warn you about everything, and everything I said came to pass. You know I can see the future.
Why do men have to behave like this? Why can't they be professional?
All right. Just the palest of pale blue. I'm glad I didn't add that other half, because this is exactly the color that we wanted. Okay, so for fragrance oil, that's going to be 0.5 ounces. And then stir that in completely. And remember, before we pour this, you're going to be saving just a little bit, probably like 1 or 2 ounces from this for the next step when we place the spoons on. So don't get pour happy and pour it all in at once. Get your isopropyl alcohol, spritz, spritz. For me, it was just when the pink was covered. And then spray the top to pop any bubbles. I'm just gonna set that right there. All right, we are almost done, and you can see the vision, what the design is supposed to be. Next step is just going to be placing the spoons on top like that. So make sure you have 10 spoons ready. And I will see you guys back in half an hour when that sets.
Much later.
Okay, this is the final layer. If you need to, melt down your blue soap in the microwave in 5 or 10-second intervals until it's melted. And then you can take your soap and just line up. Make sure this is still a little bit flexible, but it is stiff enough to hold the spoon. So I'm just going to start lining up all my spoons. They're only going to be like a knife width apart. It's going to be a close call. It's kind of why these spoon molds are perfect for this soap, because they are just thick enough. I want to turn them the other way because I'm planning to cut it from this way. They're just thick enough to hold 10 for a 10-inch loaf. Another great thing about this soap is that you get to put your embeds down first and then pour in the rest of the soap. So if you need to, like how I'm doing now, if you need to move your embeds around and fix it, you can. Okay, so they're all kind of hugging each other. That's okay. I'm gonna melt down my soap for like 5 seconds because it's already mostly melted. 8 seconds, why not? You just want enough soap. Make sure you get in the edges, especially on this side. And then, of course, over here, that guy's a little stubby spoon. And then, of course, take your alcohol, spray the top of your soap, and then pour your blue soap in between your spoons. And then spray the top of your soap with alcohol to try to pop any bubbles. And that's it. We're gonna let this soap set for a couple hours up to overnight, and then we will get ready to cut into it. I'll see you there without the wig.
Much later.
Welcome back. This is Sally Spoon. I don't know why I'm reintroducing this video to you. For you, it hasn't been any time at all. For me, it's been a whole 24 hours. So let's cut into the soap. Ow, I just punched myself in the boob. I'm not getting back in costume because that wig is itchy as heck. And I want to be comfy right now because it just snowed and I'm sad that winter's here because I like being warm. And that's the opposite of what winter is for me. Unmold your soap by pulling apart the edges of the soap mold like that, and then turn your soap upside down and break the seal just like that. I'm not going to use a soap cutting guide today because I'm just going to be cutting in between the spoons on top. But that is what the soap looks like. I think it turned out really good and it smells like peppermint tea. Delicious. Don't eat soap. But if you do want to eat soap, wait, merch! The shirt has a stain on it because my editor Tina was making soap in it and she got a stain on one of my only merch shirts. It says I want to eat soap, and if you too want to eat soap, then you can get an I want to eat soap merch shirt. It will not come with these yellow stains. Those are from Tina. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to see the video where she puts these stains on the shirt. It's not what you think it is. It's not anything gross. It's just soap dye. Anyways, back to this soap cutting video. Take your soap cutter or sharp kitchen knife, and then it's going to be 1-inch bars, and just try to go down as straight as possible. Boom. Ta-da! We made soap. I'm just going to speed right through this. You guys don't need to hear me talk throughout this. Jack, what do you think? I don't need validation from you, a man. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're interested, make sure to like this video and subscribe. This video's recipe is going to be available in the description for $5 on my website, or you can sign up to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month to help support my small business, and you'll get all of my soap making recipes for free. I'm going to be making a video every single day in December, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Whatever, Major Loser.
It's going to be fun, and I will see you guys tomorrow.